Hi Collective, it's Ashton, aka the Outspoken Oracle, back with another tarot reading for you today. As with always, tarot readings are for entertainment purposes only. Please just think of me as your bestie, giving you a little bit of advice, and only take what advice resonates with you and leave the rest. Before I get started with this reading, I do want to remind you about the giveaway that I'm doing. If you are interested in joining the giveaway, you have to be subscribed to my channel. If you comment on my videos, I will be pulling a random commenter at the beginning of next month for somebody to win a 1-hour tarot reading session with me via Zoom. It's valued at $120. So if that's something that you might be interested in winning, please subscribe and comment on this video. So before I get into this reading, I had a song synchronicity come through to me. And it's from the song The Middle by Jimmy Eat World. And the lyrics that are were really standing out to me are, hey, you know they're all the same. You know you're doing better on your own. So don't buy in. Live right now. Just be yourself. It doesn't matter if it's good enough for someone else. It just takes some time. Little girl, you're in the middle of the ride. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be all right. And so the message that I feel like I'm about to do is going to be a message of encouragement. Like, whoever this message is for, it feels like you're finally starting to realize that, like, your life is happier if you're doing things on your own, but being your authentic self, over having a whole bunch of people around you who are pushing you to be somebody that you're not. And in this place of change and growth that you're experiencing, it's a little bit hard, but it's taking a little bit of time for you to finally start to show up as your authentic self, and just really begin to shine in the way that you're supposed to when you are being yourself. But you're recognizing that you being yourself is all that matters. You are finding your own intrinsic value and showing up in your own unique way in this life. And that's amazing. It is a ride, it is a journey, and there's a lot of things to learn all along the way, but you are staying the course. And with that, Spirit wants me to give you a little bit of encouragement at this time. So I'm going to pull some cards for that. All right. Angels, guides, ancestors, please assist me with this reading. Please help to give me some insights into the questions I seek answers to, protecting me from any negative entities that might try to interfere on this reading or give false information. Please speak truth and honesty to me through the cards, giving me insight of the highest good for everyone involved. And as always, thank you for showing up each and every day. Love you lots. All right. All right, Spirit, what is the message that you have for my collective in regards to the song The Middle by Jimmy World? What is the message you have for my collective in regards to the song The Middle, please, Spirit? What is the message that you have for my collective in regards to the song The Middle, please, Spirit? What is the message you have for my collective, please, Spirit? What is the message you have for my collective, please, Spirit? Ooh, these cards are, like, not speaking like I want them to right now. That's fine. Yeah, I feel like the fact that, like, I'm not getting the go-ahead to stop is just showing, like, yeah, this is a journey. It's not something that's going to be an immediate result. But, like, if you keep going, if you keep on showing up as yourself, it's like you're building momentum to something really great. And it's worth the journey. It's worth going about things in a specific way. This Eight of Cups in reverse, what I'm picking up on is that you are, the problem with this journey for you right now is that you're having a problem moving forward and not looking back on the things that are no longer working for you. Yes, you are moving forward, but you have a tendency to look back when in fact you're supposed to be continuing on forward regardless. Don't look back at the things that you know weren't working for you, because you have something better that's coming to you right now, and you just have to have faith. Yeah, I understand now why I needed to give this message of encouragement. And you're looking back on things that have happened in the past. You're having a lot of regret and you're having a lot of pain and sorrow of the things that you know are leaving your life, whether it be people or thought patterns or things of that nature. Like, it's hard for you to get over these things that once worked for you but don't work for you anymore, and you're having a tough time rectifying all of that in your head. But like, what I'm getting is that like you really just need to, again, change your perspective and look forward and focus on the love of yourself, the love of God, the love that is around you, that is abounding around you with everything around you. But you have to recognize that you have to be willing to do something different in order to receive this love. Because if you're completely honest with yourself, the way that you used to behave, you weren't loving yourself. You didn't feel fully loved. You didn't feel fully accepted for who you were. And yes, you might lose some people down the path, but you're recognizing that you're doing better on your own. And so you need to remember that, like, because right now I am getting very much the energy that you're starting to look back to your past with regret of things that you're leaving behind you. But one thing that you need to understand is that by you going on this path along the way by yourself, is that you're helping people that can't see that this is the way that they need to journey in their lives too. Like, you're an inspiration to the people around you, the people that are at a crossroads in their life and don't know where to go. They can't see the beauty in stepping out in blind faith. They can't see the beauty in accepting the emotions that they've hidden from themselves and accepting the desires that they've hidden from themselves. But you, by doing what you're doing and accepting yourself and stepping out and you know, just embracing your authentic self, you are an inspiration to others who are at a place, a crossroads in their life where they need to have a different way, where they need to go on a different path. And you need to remember that, like, even if it feels like you're losing people right now, some of those people might return. You know, some of those things you love might return. And if they don't return, then they're going to be replaced with better things. But wouldn't you rather be an inspiration to others rather than just sitting around and not even inspiring yourself? With the Six of Wands, again, you're going to be an inspiration to others. And not only with that, you're going to be highly celebrated. I'm hearing conversations of, you know, like, and it's not like it's going to be one of those situations where people are having these openly big conversations amongst a lot of people. But I do hear conversations where just like a little one-on-one, like, hey, I want you to know that, like, me watching you from afar, me doing this, that, whatever, like, it really encouraged me to make changes in my life. And you are something special, and you were somebody that I really just like was holding on and said, well, if the collective can do this, then maybe I can too. And so you're going to be getting these small little bits of celebration, these small little bits of encouragement, you know, and not that you need validation, because you're realizing the importance of validating yourself, but it's going to feel good to have people recognize that you stepping out on your own and doing your own thing and showing up authentically was not something that was easy to do, because living in the society where people don't do that often, you know, you are a risk taker, you are courageous, you are bold. With this Ten of Wands here, it's like you're done with carrying the burdens of the world, and you recognize that they're burdens that you placed on yourself that never actually belonged to you, and you're done. But the thing of it is that you're instead getting rid of the burdens of the world that didn't belong to you and replacing them with hard work towards your end goal. It's a ride, you know? You're in the middle of the ride. The ride feels like it's difficult, but it's not as difficult as it was when you were carrying the burdens of the world that didn't belong to you. And to be completely honest, with you being in the middle of the ride, the longer you stay the path, the more trajectory you're going to get, and the easier that it's going to be. When you're running downhill, it's a lot easier than running uphill. And so right now you're building momentum to an easier life because you are showing up as yourself in a greater capacity, a greater way. And so it's easier for you to go down this journey. There will be a set point that you reach that where you're like, oh my God, like, I can't go back to being the way that I was before. Right now you are a little bit still looking backwards at your past, but you need to stop doing that and pay attention to moving forward, because, you know, the energy changes day by day. And so you could flip a switch tomorrow and be a completely different person where you no longer want to look back. With this King of Wands, yeah, you're taking leadership of your life. You are taking the lead of your life by showing up as yourself, and you are trusting yourself. You are deferring to yourself. You are no longer letting the energy of the outside world tell you who you are going to be and tell you how you need to show up. Because up until this point, you kept on feeling like things in life weren't fair, but things in life weren't fair because they weren't supposed to be comfortable for you because you weren't showing up as yourself. And so you need to remember that if you show up as yourself, things are going to get easier. You're better on your own than trying to fit into a society and a life that doesn't align with you. You can't fit a square peg into a circle hole. But the thing of it is that you are going to be a way shower for other people, and people are going to celebrate that. So keep going. Keep going. Things are going to start feeling more and more fair because you're going to see how things come to you a lot easier because you're going to be more in alignment with yourself, which means that you're going to be more in alignment with your abundance. You're going to stop being worried about things of the world because you're going to start doing what it is that you need to do. There's so many things that used to keep you up at night that used to worry you because you weren't in alignment with yourself. You don't have any worries, A, when you stop trying to control life, but B, when you go with the flow. If you're just recognizing that I need to go with the flow of my life, but also with me going with the flow, I need to be authentic and I need to show up as myself, then you're not going to have worries. A lot of times people have worries in their life because they're not showing up as themselves and they're afraid that people are going to uncover the mask that's on top of them. Because at the end of the day, you not being yourself is a form of lying. It's a form of manipulation. But you are choosing to start anew in your life. You are choosing to do things differently. And in this new choice, you are going to be celebrated. And you don't need the celebration, but it's going to happen regardless. Unfortunately, in order to get to this new place in your life, you're going to have to end and transform your life from what it was. It's going to feel like a brand new journey. Like it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same. It's hard for you to recognize that to arise anew, the old you, your old life has to be over. You have to kill off that old life. For you to arise anew, you have to kill off that old life. But the thing of it is that in killing off that old life, you have to recognize that the new life is a lot more abundant, that it's a lot easier, that it's a lot better, that you feel more at peace. And you haven't gotten to that place yet where you're starting to feel at peace yet. With this Two of Cups in reverse, it still doesn't feel like things are in alignment. And in fact, it just feels very difficult. The fact that you're having trouble relating to the people around you. You need to understand that it's better to go about life alone, being yourself authentically, than to have people understand you. Because even when you were in alignment with people and people were quote unquote understanding you, they weren't understanding you because you weren't being yourself. They might have understood you to what made them feel comfortable, but you didn't feel comfortable in your own skin. So then you were lying to yourself and you didn't understand yourself. And you have to end that way of behaving. Because at the end of the day, you were never actually in alignment with these people at all because you weren't being yourself. And if you choose to avoid ending your old way of being, if you choose to continue to look back on what it is that you think you're losing rather than what you're gaining, then God is going to create something big, a big event in your life that's going to force you to change. And I will always say this, it's better for you just to do things willingly on your own, for it to be a lot more smooth sailing than to wait for God to intervene. Because at this point, you've seen enough to where you know which path you're supposed to go down, and you can't avoid that path. So just go willingly on your own and don't make God create a tower moment for you. Because everybody knows tower moments aren't fun. You know, you're going against the grain because you're fighting for what you know is right. And I don't think that you realize how many people think that you are just so courageous at this time. But by you fighting against not fighting against society, but for fighting against your old way of being. Like, you're starting to feel a lot more proud of yourself, regardless of it being difficult and you feeling tired along the way. Like, this is a good thing because you're investing in yourself in a brand new way that you hadn't done in the past. Because you don't want to be judged poorly by God. You don't want to be judged poorly by God and have a tower moment. And that's the reason why you're doing this work. But you're also at the same time feeling very proud of yourself. And I'm feeling proud of you too. What I do like here that I'm seeing is with this Queen of Wands in reverse and this Judgment in reverse is that by you standing up for yourself and you doing what it is that you know that's right, even if you feel tired and worn out and whatever, you are removing people, false people from your life, people that don't work. Like, and you're the people that you know have never worked in your life that are being removed from your life right now, you're very happy about. You can celebrate it. And you also are starting to recognize the ways in which they've kind of manipulated you in their life. And you're starting to also recognize the way in which God's calling judgment on them and bad things are happening to them without you even lifting a finger. So imagine if bad things are happening to people that did bad things and you're seeing that. Imagine what good can happen to you if you do good things by just continuing on this path and celebrating yourself and living authentically. Just be yourself. It doesn't matter if it's good enough for someone else. It's going to take some time, but this journey, I promise you, it's worth it. You're in the middle of a ride. You're in the middle of the ride. It's a long ride. It's a cross-country road trip, okay? And when I say cross-country road trip, I mean cross-country of the United States, because the United States is a very, very big country to drive across. It takes a few days. I've done it a couple of times, and it's not fun. One thing that I am getting, though, along this ride is, like, you can take some time to breathe, right? You can take some pauses. Have grace with yourself as you're going along this journey. I don't know if you've noticed, and I'm just now noticing, there's a lot of wands here. So it is very much about movement that's happening in your life. Like, this is a big time of change. And we want to avoid it being a time of upheaval. So continue to allow the change to happen. And you can have grace. You can take pauses, but don't turn that pause into a moment where you want to move backwards, okay? But have grace with yourself along this and see and take moments to appreciate how far you've come. And you can take a breather. It doesn't, like, Rome is not built in a day. You're in the middle of the ride, okay? You're in the middle of the ride. I am getting that, and having grace with yourself, have grace with the emotions that are coming up along this journey as well. Don't judge your emotions as good or bad. They're just emotions and they're all a part of you. So if certain emotions come up for you on this ride, just allow for them to come up. Everything will be fine. Everything will be all right. Allow yourself to feel everything you're feeling along this journey. And I am getting this message that you should be journaling at this time. It's going to really help out with this whole journey as well. And honestly, like, if you journal, it's going to give you set points for you to have things to celebrate as well. For you to look back and be like, oh my God, I did this. Do you remember how I was feeling like that? And it was a couple weeks ago, and now I feel like a completely different person. You know, it's going to help you to remember how far you've come on this journey. Because with this Four of Wands, this is something that is worth celebrating in your life. And you're going to get the point where you celebrate this entire journey in its entirety as this big event in your life that needed to happen. Again, more Wands energy. This is a transformational time for you. And it's something that's worth celebrating. And if you remember that, you can not only celebrate yourself here, but others are going to celebrate you too. And I have the Star on the bottom of the deck. Ooh, followed by the Ten of Pentacles. Are you kidding me? You're about to have all of your wishes granted. You are following along the right path to having all of your wishes granted. You are following the Star home. And with doing that, you are going to live in a very, very abundant life by just following along this path. Don't look back to the past. The past no longer serves you. Everything you need and want, the abundance of your life, it lies in the future. It lies in the future. And so that's something that you need to remember as you're going along your path. I'm going to end this reading with a Spirit Animal Oracle, just for a little bit of encouragement. Spirit, what is an animal oracle that you want for the collective to end this reading, please? Just to wrap this up. Y'all, I just want to say thank you. I appreciate you guys so much for just showing up and watching my videos. I know that, like, I'm very new to YouTube, and I'm very surprised with the amount of subscribers I have, and I appreciate every single one of you guys. I appreciate every single comment. I want you to know, like, there is such an abundance of appreciation for you, and I hope that you know that I love you guys so much, and I appreciate the fact that you see what I'm doing as valuable. Like, it means the world to me that you are here. Giraffe Spirit, see the big picture. Number 29. So the number 29 might be significant to some people. Let me see if I can find this real quick. All right. Oracle message. Giraffes stretch upward to reach the treetops and look down from a high vantage point. When Giraffe Spirit appears, it is a sign to observe from a higher view. In all aspects of your life, it's time to stretch your neck out and broaden your view, open your eyes to what others need or are experiencing, and see the big picture you fit into. No matter how great your wisdom, knowledge, or experience, you don't want to overlook details and connections that will help you better understand yourself and your circumstances. So stretch yourself. Look beyond what catches your attention at eye level and know that not everything is obvious as you might like it to be. Spirit will bestow upon you a new perspective that might make all the difference. Protection message. You are sticking your neck out too far, reaching too high instead of looking around to see the conditions on the ground. Your devotion to co-creating something new is admirable, but Giraffe Spirit is showing up to remind you that you have to look at the whole picture, not just those tasty leaves at the top of the tree. Perspective is necessary now, and that means checking in on what's going on around you and at your feet. Or perhaps you are ruminating over the worries of the world instead of paying attention to what you can do right now, where you are, to bring about the changes you would like to see. Align with your highest good and know that while perspective is important, transformation begins where you are. Do not get up so far in the clouds thinking about all the big problems that you lose perspective and forget to do your part, however small it may be, to start enacting change, for transformation begins with you. So to wrap things up, again, with this Giraffe Spirit card, you need to see the big picture. You're in the middle of the ride, so look at everything as a whole. Understand where it is that you're going, but understand where you came from. You can look at your past as lessons, but don't look to your past as something that you are missing out on, that you're going to miss out on, because the thing of it is that the transformation that you're having right now is going to lead you to bigger and better things. Look at the big picture of this journey, of this ride. Everything is going to be all right. Everything is going to be just fine. You need to see the big picture of this ride that you are on. This big picture is leading you to a life of abundance. This big picture is leading you to a life greater than your expectations could ever be. But you need to see everything as a whole and not just focus on what's in front of you. If you focus on what's in front of you, it's going to lead you to want to go back, because what was back in your life, the old version of you, was more comfortable just because you knew it. But sometimes we outgrow the old things in our lives. And you're at a point in your life where you are outgrowing all of that oldness. It's time for something new. So stretch out your neck and look at the big picture of it. This journey is meant for you. It is uniquely yours, and it's going to lead you to a place that you want to be, a place where you can celebrate and be celebrated. Your abundance is a part of this journey. Understand the big picture of where this journey is leading you, where this ride is leading you. It's going to take some time, but it's going to be well worth it. Don't feel the need to look backwards on your life and go back to the things that obviously were no longer serving you. And that's the reason why you started on this journey to begin with. I am so grateful for you. I love you so much. And I hope you have an amazing day. This is the message that I have for you today. Please never forget just how divine you are.